It's 5 of the controversial things that happen with bands with, well, big hair. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music. Remember, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything, and share our videos on social media. One last thing, if this video does well, we'll do a part 2. Number 1, Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off a bat during a live show. No matter how many great things Ozzy has done in his life, as Rolling Stone magazine once says, when he dies, they will mention those great things, but they'll also mention something that happened January 20th, 1982. It was at the Des Moines Veterans Memorial Auditorium. It only lasted for a few seconds, but it generated news all over the world. People still talking. We are. That night, Ozzy had been on the road for over a year. And in those days, he had a reputation of throwing raw meat at the audience, and they'd throw it back at him. Well, in Des Moines that night, someone threw a live bat at Ozzy on stage. And Ozzy said, "I thought it was a rubber bat." As he said, "I picked it up, put it in my mouth, crunched down, bit into it, being the clown that I am." And of course, as the blood came streaming down, people looked up at Ozzy in horror. He claims it was a mistake, but let's remember, bats are the biggest carriers of rabies in the world. And yes, the singer did get his rabies shot. It also resulted in something else. Album sales for anything concerning Ozzy went nuts. Led Zeppelin. We could have easily slotted The Who in this section, rather Keith Moon in The Who. There was a time when these guys were all about shows on the road. Luxury hotels would dread their arrival. Well, the band and their roadies and groupies. TVs were thrown from high windows, along with furniture, pianos, chandeliers. Hotel floors were messed up. Fire hoses were thrown out the window. When it comes to Led Zeppelin, there were always large stories of course, plagiarism. And more salacious things like those groupies. Slash and his pet lion, number 3. It's not uncommon for, well, a band to take some kids, a wife, and even some pets sometimes on the road with them. But Slash favored his pet lion called Curtis, who traveled with him on tour. The lion even escaped its cage at a hotel room one night. You can imagine the panic. Slash also ran through the streets of Arizona once, naked, thinking the alien from Predator were following him. He said they were coming for him in a shower. Just a little bit of the rock and roll lifestyle. I'm not sure what substance brought that on. Well, Aerosmith had to be on this list. Steven Tyler and Joe Perry are called the Toxic Twins for good reasons. They were given the name in the 1970s for their unrestrained use of substances and everything that rock and roll can give you when things go wrong. Their hotels being trashed, well, that was a normal thing, sometimes costing over $100,000. And that was back then, that kind of money. They loved buying brand new sports cars and crashing them. And despite maintaining sobriety for the last 30 years, Tyler and Perry have continued to be known as the Toxic Twins. Motley Crue. Well, you just have to watch the Motley Crue movie to get a lot more details that we're going to give you. Vince Neil, the band's lead singer, has been arrested and convicted multiple times. But there was that manslaughter conviction for killing his friend Nicholas Razzle Dingley. He was drummer for a Finnish band, Hanoi Rocks. The accident was 1984. 2 years after the crash, Neil was sentenced to 30 days in jail, 200 hours of community service, and had to pay $2.6 million in restitution to the victims of the crash. He only served 15 days of his 30-day sentence. Motley Crue dedicated their third album to Dingley. Of course, there were a lot of scandals when it came to Pamela Anderson being married to Motley Crue's drummer Tommy Lee. That miniseries on that tape is airing right now. Their relationship was so salacious that the paparazzi couldn't help but follow them around 24 hours a day. Nikki Sixx also overdosed many times. In one occasion, paramedics had to shoot adrenaline right into his heart, which had stopped beating for more than 2 minutes. Rock and roll has taken the term "when in Rome" and just rewired it to when you're a rocker, sometimes you live that life. And as we all know, we've lost a lot of people living that type of lifestyle. What should we put in the next version? If this video does well, we'll do a part 2. Rock and rollers with scandals and crazy lifestyles. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our video. I'm John Beaudin. This is Rock History Music. Take care of yourself.